Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and more. Follow Elliot in the Morning everywhere social at EITM Online.
Neal Brennan.
Oh, my God. Elliot.
How are you, sir?
I'm great. How about you, buddy?
I am doing pretty well. It's been a little bit. I'm glad to hear things are good.
Yeah, I'm still alive. Or you're still alive, you know?
Well, good catching up, Neal. I guess we'll talk again soon.
God bless. See you at the Capitol turnaround or wherever the hell I'm going to be.
I love this sell. Hey, all right. So you know what? Let's start with your show. Let's start with your show that you're touring. This is the show that you did like that. I don't know how long of a run it was. I feel like it was, 6-8 weeks, whatever it was. But this is the one-man show, correct?
Yeah, I did it for 13 weeks, or as you call it, 6 or 8. And in New York, starting last August through November, and then like I was going to tour, and then Omicron hit, so this is me touring now.
I gotcha. Hey, can I ask you a serious question though about the show? And I know that, like,
I don't know.
Everything keeps getting, like, I know it's a one-man show, and I understand that. But I also want people to understand it's also a comedy show. Like, at its core, it is a comedy show.
The thing that I did in New York was, like, 85% comedy, 15% a little serious. The thing I'm doing on the road is, like, 98% joke. I mean, it's like you're not going to know that it was a one-man show.
I got you.
It's basically an hour of stand-up that, like, because I did it a few times on the road, and people in the crowd, I remember I did it in Austin, and they were kind of like, the look on people's faces were like, what? Why are you doing this? Like, don't be serious even a little bit. Just be jokey. So I season it to depending how the crowd's going, but like I know people don't want theater on a Friday or Saturday night in a club.
But you know what? There is something. Well, now I don't know if I'm happy about that or if I'm bummed about that.
I know, Elliot. There's no pleasing you people. If it's all comedy, then it's like feels glib, and if it's too dramatic, then it's like, oh, it's a little heavy. You'll be happy.
Because you know the part that was interesting to me is you talk about, and I don't know how it blends into the rest of the show, Neal, but like where you talk about how you don't kind of fall into the traditional trajectory of.
Oh yeah, that's the architecture of the show. It's like I don't, I'm 48, not married, don't have kids, don't really smoke weed, don't really drink. I'm a bad liberal. I am like racially bilingual. There's just like a lot of ways in which I don't like. I don't have like a normal. I'm not really part of a group. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like there are no groups that I'm a part of, like comfortably or at all.
Hey, so wait, go back.
Enumerating. Yeah.
Go back for a second.
Yeah.
I know you're not married, but I mean, have you ever been close to being married, Neal?
Not even close. No, I'm kidding. These crazy women. No, I do a joke about it. Most of my friends are married or have kids or both. And I say the fact that I don't, I'm getting the age now where people are suspicious. Like I say, women would trust me more if I'd been married and murdered my wife. Because it's like, it couldn't be bad luck. Couldn't possibly be bad luck. Something's wrong with me. Now, forget the fact that I do a bit in the show where I'm like, so there's a 1 in 8 chance that you'll marry a person you're dating. And there's a 50-50 chance that marriage will work. So there's an 8% chance or a 6% chance that you'll be in an everlasting loving relationship with someone you're dating.
Right.
So right there, that's luck. But we treat it like it's skill, but we're all basically just fans at an NBA game taking a half-court shot.
know what? I like when you put it that way. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Also,
and everybody, when those fans, and we have no empathy for each other, and like when those fans miss the shot, everyone goes, "Oh," they don't go, "Screw you." Figure out why you missed that shot.
The other thing, and I don't say this because I guess it just doesn't stick out one way or the other. But I would have, if somebody would have come up to me and said, "Hey, does Neal Brennan, does he smoke weed?" I think I would have said, "Yeah, probably."
Yeah, he wrote Half Baked.
Yes.
Or co-wrote Half Baked. So, you would think it's just a lot. It's more just like a disposition where I'm not like, "You coming to the barbecue?" Like, "No, I don't eat meat and I don't drink. What do you have?" It's like Mulaney used to do that joke. Like, "You want a Nuva ring?" Just people offer you crazy stuff when you don't drink. So yeah, it's like there's just a lot of ways in which I don't quite fit into a thing that most people are doing.
But then also you can transfer that, and you know this about yourself, but you can, or maybe not, you know this about yourself, but you know about how people think of you. Is that, obviously you do a ton of writing, and you are very, very successful as a writer. Like you said, Half Baked, The Chappelle Show. Like, you have a long history of writing. And then you also do a crap ton of directing all kinds of comedy specials, directing movies, directing TV commercials. And so you do a ton of that. And then you also do stand-up, and you do it very, very well, and have done it for a long time very, very well. But do people get confused about where to put you in that box?
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. It's like for this show, I'm sure there are people that will be at the show that goes, "Hey, you want to go see this comedian? He's a writer." You know what I mean? So right there, it's like no one makes that mistake with Bill Burr, or Mulaney, or Chris, or Dave, or you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I made the mistake of being decent at other things. So, which isn't to say those guys couldn't do it. They just did. They're just not known for it. Mulaney wrote for Saturday Night Live, so for a long time. So but like once you get known for a thing, people kind of like pigeonhole you a little bit.
But but like you said, yes, Mulaney wrote for Saturday Night Live. Mulaney also writes his own jokes. Neal Brennan wrote for a bunch of TV shows, and he also writes his own jokes. Like, to me, almost, and listen, I don't know how everybody does stand-up, but I feel like the really good ones are also really good writers.
Oh, the great comedians write their own jokes, just they're not known for it before they become a comedian.
I got you. So you went the wrong way. That's your problem. You went the wrong way.
That's what I'm saying. I do everything a little wrong. and quite frankly, Elliot, it hurts I'm hurting my own feelings. It's just, it can be a little isolating, Do
you like when other comedians, I would assume the answer is yes, and that it's very flattering. But do you like when other comedians come to you and go, "Hey, Neal, will you help write this for me, or will you direct this for me?" Because while part of me thinks
directing, I don't mind because it's easier. The writing thing is like, I don't really do that too much anymore, but like, I'll talk to friends that are comedians, and we'll kind of go over each other's acts and stuff, but it's not like official, like written by me.
Right. Okay.
Like, I don't think I've gotten a credit like that in a while.
No. I guess that's what I meant. Kind of like, I forget what they call it in your business, but like punching up jokes or going over jokes and things like that. So like, but
yeah, that's like the fun of the job, like that's the best part of the job. It's like the talking on the phone with hilarious people, and doing bits, and I'm thinking of a bit or whatever. Like it's glorious.
But does it ever enter in, going back to what you said earlier, does it ever enter into the back of your head, or like directing something, which I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but when you say directing is easy, I feel like that would be a hard job. Apparently not.
It's not that, well, if you don't, in comedy, the hard part's writing it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Directing Seth Meyers' Netflix special took 2 days. Writing it took him years. So or consulting on Chris's special or whatever. Directing the commercials with Amber, like a few days, you know?
Right.
The writing is the hard part. It's the only time I get insulted, Elliot, is when people go, "Hey, will you write a TV show for me?" And meanwhile, I'm on the same show with the person and I did better than them. Like, what? Wait, what? Why would I write for you? Like, you know that the pecking order is the stars the top. So, like, if there are people that are like bigger stars than me, like Ellen or Dave or Chris Rock or whomever, I'm like, yeah, I'll like write a little for them.
Sure.
You know.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Dave, I wrote a lot more, but you know.
Right. No, but you mentioned Chappelle. Can I ask you something about follow me here for a second, Neal, okay? I've been fortunate enough over the years to be invited to go to the Kennedy Center for the Mark Twain Prize Award.
Yeah.
Like when they do the show. Not when it airs on TV, obviously, but when they do it at the Kennedy Center. And so like Jon Stewart this year was great. Dave Chappelle's year, you were there and you were fantastic. Fantastic. Did I hear you correctly at some point during an interview say that they kind of didn't even want you to do your part on that?
Well, no, I did. They wanted me to write for it, and I was like, no. Like, I wrote half of the material you're honoring. So like, why would I write it's like an inside job of like, you know, I mean, I won't say half, but I wrote half the show. So I wrote half Chappelle's show. So like, I'm not going to, and it was also like, I have a Netflix special. Why am I like, how did I get demoted at the place they should get promoted? Dave said it was just, they were just going for like the biggest names they could find, which I get, but at the same time, it's like, don't even ask me to write. Like, you got to be kidding me. So yeah, so that's the thing where it's like, has anyone ever done the hook in comedy? I get no respect. If not, I'm going to try it. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of like where it's all this like, nah, you go over there, Neal. It's like the somewhere between the writers over here, comedians over here, Neal, you just stand in that gray area where nobody really knows what to do with you. You know.
Well, for whatever one person's opinion is, I think you are very good at both, Neal, and I appreciate you for both of them. For both of them. All right, Neal Brennan, Unacceptable, Capitol Turnaround in D.C. July 15th, Variety Playhouse in Atlanta July 16th. Neal, I appreciate the time. Good to talk to you, my friend.
Elliot, you're a good man. I really appreciate it, brother.
You got to talk to you soon.